Alright, D&D Vlogs, Episode 2, The Petrifying Temple. Now, like I said in the last video, I did miss a couple adventures, you know, because work was crazy and the holidays and stuff. So, I don't know everything that happened, but I do know we got through, you know, the cave and whatever with all of the undead, the whites, the zombies, whatever you want to call them. Our group faced off with one of the four horsemen of the apocalypse, I believe Famine, and we defeated them. I'm not sure if that means, like, beat him and then he ran off, or defeated as in he's done forever. But, yeah. But, this episode is honestly the whole reason for the series. You know, because of the most recent adventure that we had, which I'm calling the Petrifying Temple. Because, basically, we arrived in town in the kingdom, we had a meeting with the queen to, you know, hopefully get some backup and resources and such for our fight against the darkness. Apparently her kingdom has been dealing with some forces of darkness herself. You know, so she's not exactly 100% like, yeah, I'm going to help you out. It's one of those, hey, you do us a favor to, you know, we'll see what we can do. And, well, the first favor that came up was, hey, we have some people who have gone missing from, you know, our kingdom recently. We would like you to investigate. And so, you know, we went out and we looked into this strange temple. I forget if we were given reason for the temple or we just chose it because it's there. But yeah. So, you know, we walked along the path to the temple, you know, and we noticed out in the woods, like, lizard folk just watching us. Most of us couldn't really talk with the lizard folk, but Aragorn was able to speak their language, and basically he translated for us, saying, they're saying, stay on the path and we won't hurt you. Leave the path and, well, it doesn't end well. So we stayed on the path, you know, and as we're walking along, we found these strange statues just dotting the path, you know, of different people in, unfortunately, very petrified, you know, scared poses, like running away or protecting themselves from something. You know, we did some investigation into it, you know, with our different magic stuff, and we couldn't really make any big determinations on them, so we pressed forward. And then we entered the temple. And we found a room full of, you know, petrified people. Like, it was some kind of group or party that had come together and something came in and attacked them. And they were all frozen in stone. When suddenly, and I am being 120% serious here, weeping angels. Yes, the Doctor Who villain. The evil statues that, you know, move towards you when you look away. So, I'll just give you a little demo, like, I'm right here. Oh, hey. Blink. I'm, like, here. Like, it's intimidating. I don't know how they work in the Doctor Who universe. I'm not quite there yet myself. We did have some official stats and rules and stuff to play with for them for our game. Because our Dungeon Master, you know, looked it up for basically this campaign, but he's also running it with a couple of other people. Because, you know, hey, running D&D is fun and you can reuse the same campaigns for different people. But, yeah, so, you know, we fought off the first couple of Weeping Angels. And it was big for me because I got to be useful in this. Because one of the advantages that the Weeping Angels had was they were able to cast the spell Darkness. Like, basically, you know, darkness just falls in, like, a circle area, like 15, 20, 30 feet, something like that. Well, because, you know, I'm a bard of the College of Lore, and we were, I think it was level 8 or so at this point. You know, I had some 3rd level spells, and I got to use one of my spells, Dispel Magic. And basically for this, you know, because, sorry, really quick. Because, you know, I'm a bard, I decided to go with using my pan flute instrument, or I think the harp or whatever. But, you know, basically just pretend like this is a pan flute and I'm blowing into it, just, and then just did a little bit of, you know, that song from Annie. You know, the sun will come out tomorrow. And, like, everybody, got a good chuckle out of that, and it worked. Well, no, wait, after this game I came up with it. But, basically, we dealt with the Weeping Angels, basically smashing them up. It wasn't the hardest fight. And then we got set up to face off with the next big challenge, which was 3 Weeping Angels and a stone giant. And yeah, that was in session 2 of the Petrifying Temple. And yeah, that was more fun and interesting because we actually broke out the dice and set them down on the table to like represent, everybody. So we had, all of our main characters were, D4s. So, a gnome, a dragonborn, a dwarf, and a goblin. And for like the regular giant, we used a D20. Which actually, if I can slide past my camera really quick, I'll just give you a little visual thing on this. If it's not apparent, I've been kind of just making up this crap as I go along. So yeah. But that's why this is a casual vlog series and not a legit thing. So, if I can find... I will try and plan and be better prepared for the next one. I assure you, okay? So basically, some representation. Here's a 20-sided. Here's D4s. Just as like our little markers for people on the map. Let me put these back really quick. I got mine from Tabletop Loot. Orange sherbet, and I forget what the other color was. So I'm going to have 2 different sets for my little practice DMing stuff because I'd bandied about the idea of trying to play in DM myself. If I could talk to some of my friends who did have interest at the time, I might try it again. I don't know, we'll see. But anyway, back to the thing. We had, we used those little stand-in like little miniatures for like, okay, here's where everybody is, because obviously spells and different attacks, basically maneuvering around is kind of important in the game. Whether, you're using different spells that have like a radius effect, like my spell Shatter that I used. And also Toby used, because he has it. Which is basically, hey, you just like make like a high-pitched sound, and it affects like a 10-foot area, within like a 60-foot range. So like basically, I could do it, and if Aragorn's like right next to him, it could hurt him too. So yeah, we did that. It helped for definitely making stuff more visibly apparent. And, we got to play around a bit again with, using different magic stuff. Like I did, the Annie thing. But of course, because I'm still kind of the scared Shaggy Rogers type of adventure, my voice is cracking the whole time for that. So like, the sun will come out tomorrow. $30. Like just, like, again, he's a little gnome, about 3 foot tall, facing off against a couple of scary angel things that are really mad, and a stone giant, a giant rock monster, essentially. Yeah! But, we fought against them, we did some good stuff. We did eventually defeat them. I'm sorry, I'm paraphrasing everything so quickly and modestly, but yeah, there's just some other fun stuff that I want to talk about that happened. Anyway, we dealt with them, going a bit deeper into the temple, we did some more investigation, and we found some weird stone, like, pillars with glyphs on them. I couldn't figure out what was going on with it, but, we looked at it, we figured out, it seemed that these glyphs were, like, emitting a weird pulse that was attracting the Weeping Angels, these scary statues. It seemed like maybe the giant had made them, or something. But, yeah. So, Toby and I, we both used our magic to cast Shatter, or, I think it was Shatter on the thing, because it has, because we were casting it against an inorganic item, something made of stone or metal or whatever. It had disadvantage on its saving throws. But, yeah. We both cast, shattered, basically at least the glyphs on the stone. Being overly cautious like I was, I double checked, you know, Arcana investigation. You know, can these things be like repaired and it'll work again? And DM was like, nah, it's fine. They're not gonna do anything. You should be good. So, you know, we wrapped up the temple thing. We level up to level 9. Because I want to say at the beginning of the campaign we started at level 5. So that's why we're like already 9, a couple of adventures in. And we're going off of milestones, not experience. So, you know, it's just our DM being nice and going, here you go. But yeah, we left the temple. We didn't have any issues with the lizard folk outside because we kept to the path. But, well, not everybody saw this. But, Toby noticed a strange little light just walking along ahead of us as we were going back to town. You know, we didn't do anything with it, but outside of game, apparently it was a little tonberry. I really want to put a picture up of that. So, poof. Aw, so precious. Picture. Okay? Yeah. The little guys from Final Fantasy. You know, most recently in Final Fantasy VII Remake. You know, our one friend Elle was not familiar with Tonberry, so, you know, we showed her a picture. And she was like, that just looks like a Squirtle in a robe. And it's like, I do see it. And I'll put up a side-by-side picture. But it's just like, it's just such a good, funny comparison. But, yeah. So we got back to town. We went back to our inn to, you know, have a little celebration. Toby and I performed on stage because, you know, we'd agreed with the innkeeper, hey, we'll perform at the inn so that we can have, you know, free rooms or keep rooms or whatever. And, like, like, legitimately, we put on an excellent performance. And I'm looking for wherever the heck I left my quote-unquote drum. Let me check over there really quick, because I think it's there. Next time, I'll have all of my little prop things nearby for this, so I can show them off. But, yeah. This is my fake drum. This is a plastic drum that I got from work that, you know, we typically use for flowers in a little, it's a little vase thing. But yeah, so, you know, Toby got to play his great axe guitar, and, you know, I just hammered away on my drum. You know, I'm working on finding a good rhythm for different things with it. You know, that was just a little example, but, you know, we rolled pretty well. I got a 20. Yeah, I got a 20 with a plus 10 to my performance. You know, Toby got, well, basically we had like 50 points in total between the two of us. So we blew the roof off the place. You know, it was crazy. You know, we made some gold out of it, which is awesome. Which, you know, just goes to show me, like, there is value in having a bard. You know, whether they're, you know, like a more magic-y type or, you know, kind of, or more of a fightery type. You know, at the ends, hey, they can make some cash. They can potentially help you guys get cheaper rooms or something. So there are definitely value to having bards. Just saying. And also, you know, it's just a class that I really identify with. So, yeah. But, yeah, so, you know, we played the night away. You know, we got some good money for it. And again, you know, my character, Burgle, and I'm mostly going to speak for myself for, like, all these adventure things. Like, I will make funny observations and jokes, like Elle's thoughts on the Tonberry looking like a Squirtle. But, you know, because this was, like, his first, like, real fight, and, like, he did really well, you know, dispelling darkness, casting Thunderwave, like, knocking the giant back, like, into a nice attack from Toby. Like, basically, the giant came at me for some reason. He was like, you smash! And he had, like, a big stalactite or stalagmite. Again, we were kind of debating on, you know, which one's the top, which one's the bottom, because we forgot. It's been a while since we studied cave stuff. But yeah, you know, he had this thing and he tried smashing me. He missed! You know, and, like, you know, he's still standing near me after his attack. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna pretend like I was a cool guy and said something like, alright, big boy, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. And then I just broke out the drum and I went for a thunder wave. Just, again, I'm going to work on it. And, like, I just blasted him. And, you know, Thunderwave, basically a 15-foot cube goes outward from me, pushing, you know, people who fail the saving throw or inanimate objects 10 feet or so. Well, I pushed him right into Toby, who took an attack of opportunity because the dude moved into his space, and he just got him right in the back with the axe. Unfortunately, that didn't kill him. But, yeah. But, again, that was earlier in the episode. And then, basically, just toward the end of the thing, you know, because Toby's, you know, cool, hardcore, horny bard type of character, you know, he wanted to have a little drinking contest with the innkeeper. And he did. You know, start off with those two, but, you know, like, me, Burgle, like, you know, because I was still feeling jazzed after, you know, beating the Weeping Angels and the Giant and just doing something like, I wanted to be, you know, one of the cool kids. You know, someone was like, hey, you know, I'll join in the drinking game. And also Aragorn got involved. You know, Elle didn't because, you know, she was off doing her own thing. You know, out of character. And, yeah, so she came back, like, probably 6 or 7 shots into, you know, the competition. You know, I passed out around shots 5. I think Aragorn made it to 7. And then, Toby and the innkeeper, I forget his name, they made it to, I think it was like 10 or 13. I know there's a big gap, but yeah. But, you know, I got to play off the old, you know, cliche drunken character thing, because Lucius, you know, the NPC character of our group, you know, carried me upstairs because I was pretty out of it. So, you know, I got to do the whole, man, I love you, Toby. You're so good and cool and great, and I want to be like you. And then Lucius picks me up and carries me up, and I'm like, man, Lucius, I love you, man. Just a hug. You know, and you know, I would definitely say, like, Toby is, like, kind of my Burgle's mentor as a bard. Like, you know, showing him, you know, giving him confidence and showing him some of the cooler things of being a bard. Performing, you know, a bit of flirting, having fun. But, you know, he's not a bad guy, you know, for being flirtatious. He's just having fun and living life. And apparently, you know, I learned a little bit about, you know, Toby's backstory, you know, from our player character, and how, you know, he learned from another human character, and, you know, he's just learned to really fully embrace life. And, you know, Toby, that's awesome. Like, I really like that. And, you know, I can't wait to keep playing with you guys and grow my character Burgle more from being, you know, kind of pretty much me, honestly, you know, a nerdy bard, to, like, a more balanced bard, as in I can also be social, and I can also, you know, feel confident and brave and cool and strong. So that wrapped up, you know, the 2 sessions for the Petrifying Temple, whatever. You know, it was pretty good. I got to see some stuff. I got to learn some stuff. I think I'm coming back toward, you know, prop making, you know, the drum thing. The pan flute that I'm wearing around my neck that I forgot about. And I've also bandied about the idea of potentially making a harp. I have some thoughts on how to do that. I got to get the stuff together. Basically, that is going to be like a styrofoam wreath, you know, because it's like a circular wreath thing. Just cut off like the top, say like 20%. So you got like a U shape, you know, feed a dowel rod through. You know what, whatever. I'll show you whenever I get it done. Hopefully within the next couple days or the next week. Probably, hopefully, maybe for episode 3, which I don't have a title for yet because we haven't done anything with it yet. So yeah. But again, D&D's been fun. It's been great. Again, thank you to everyone who's played the game. Elle, Aragorn, Toby, Lucius, you know, our DM. Our DM Connor. Fine, I'll start name dropping. You know, don't hassle people. But yeah. It's been good, and I can't wait to do more stuff with you guys. So until next time, you know, I'll keep you guys updated on stuff. And I'll have more of my normal content. And, on the weeks where we don't have, D&D sessions because stuff comes up, because we're all in our 20s and 30s, I'll try and do, my side story stuff that I've been posting about on Facebook, about my other side character, Darb, the half-orc bard. But that's for another time, whenever I have, whenever I don't have main D&D stuff to talk about. I'll talk about D&D vlogs, side stories. Because, man, just playing this game has just gotten me into, like, doing so many other different things. Like, I've got character concepts, I've got prop making that I want to do. Looking down at my cannon that I made really quick, that I will show you. It's a cardboard tube with a fuse and a thing to put it over my shoulder. Like, just talk about stuff like that. And just other thoughts that I've come to from this. But, yeah. So, that is it for right now. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you have any thoughts, comments, concerns about D&D, feel free to hit me up. Maybe we can talk about stuff. I don't know very much myself yet, but I'm hoping to learn more and, maybe run a game or two with some other people outside of this, potentially. Maybe when the world returns to a more normal place or something, I don't know. We'll see, but for right now, yeah. I'm liking this. I'm going to continue doing this, and we'll see how it goes. So, thank you, everyone. It's been great. It's been fun.